A bowl of pho for $1.80. A beer for 80 cents. A modern condo with a pool for $500 a month. Ho Chi Minh City's economy is growing at 8% a year, and you can live here comfortably for $1,200 a month. This is the real cost of living in Saigon, broken down dollar by dollar. Here's what a typical month looks like for a digital nomad in Ho Chi Minh City. Rent for a modern one-bedroom in an expat area runs $500 to $900, furnished, with a pool and gym included. Food is where this city shines. Eating street food and local restaurants, you'll spend $200 to $300 a month. That's 3 meals a day for under $10. Add some Western restaurants, and it's still only $350 to $450. A motorbike rental costs $40 to $80, and Grab rides run $1 to $8 depending on distance. Co-working at Dreamplex or Tung is $60 to $150 a month. Phone plan, $6 to $8. Health insurance, $100 to $150. Entertainment and going out, $80 to $150. All in, your monthly cost lands between $1,000 and $1,800. Expat rates Ho Chi Minh City 59% cheaper than Bangkok, and that gap is growing. District 1 is the CBD, by Texco Tower, Bin Tan Market, and the best nightlife. A one-bedroom here costs $700 to $1,000. Tao Dayin in District 2 is the expat epicenter, tree-lined streets, international schools, Western restaurants. Expect $700 to $1,200, and some buildings have 100% occupancy with actual waiting lists. District 3 is where locals and savvy expats overlap. Charming streets, authentic vibe, close to everything, at $400 to $700. District 7's Phu Mai Hung is a planned city within the city. Green spaces, Korean and Japanese communities, schools, $500 to $900. And for the best value, Bintan is rapidly gentrifying. Riverside views, 10 minutes to District 1, at just $300 to $450 for a one-bedroom. That's less than a parking spot in Manhattan. Housing in Saigon comes in 4 tiers. Local walk-up apartments, basic, no pool, no gym, run $250 to $500. Modern condos in high-rises with pools, gyms, and 24/7 security cost $500 to $1,500. Serviced apartments with furnishing, cleaning, and utilities included are $600 to $2,000. And villas in Tao Dayin start at $1,500. Here's what catches most newcomers off guard. Rents surged 25 to 33% from mid-2024 to late 2025 in prime districts. The days of a $400 condo in District 1 are fading fast. My advice, look in District 3 or Bintan first. You get 80% of the District 1 experience at half the price. And always negotiate. 6-month leases typically save you 10 to 20% versus month-to-month. Ho Chi Minh City is a top 5 street food city on earth, and it costs almost nothing. Pho, Vietnam's iconic beef noodle soup, runs $1.80 to $2.80 at a sidewalk stall. Banh mi, the crispy baguette sandwich that put Vietnamese food on the map, costs 80 cents to $1.40. Com tam, the broken rice with grilled pork that locals eat daily, is $1.40 to $2.80. On a strict budget, you can eat 3 full meals a day for $5 to $10. That's $150 to $300 a month. At mid-range, mixing street food with sit-down Vietnamese restaurants, you'll spend $15 to $25 a day or $450 to $750 a month. Even at the luxury level, tasting menus, rooftop restaurants, imported steaks, you're looking at $30 to $50 a day. In New York, that wouldn't cover dinner. Vietnam is the world's second largest coffee producer after Brazil, and it shows. Ca Phi Suada, the sweet iced milk coffee served in every corner, costs 60 cents to $1.60 at a local cafe. A latte at a trendy specialty shop is $1.80 to $3.50. And here's where it gets fun. the cafe scene in Saigon rivals Melbourne. The cafe culture here isn't just about coffee, it's your second office. Most cafes have power outlets at every table, fast Wi-Fi, and they genuinely don't care if you sit for 4 hours on a $2 drink. Spots like the Workshop, Shin Coffee, and Lucene are designed for laptop work. Skip co-working and use cafes. You'll save $60 to $150 a month. Beer is where Saigon truly shocks. A local Saigon or 333 beer costs 80 cents to $2, ranked among the cheapest in all of Asia. Groceries at Coopmart or Winmart run $150 to $300 a month for one person. Add 30 to 50% if you want imported Western products. Healthcare is one of Saigon's biggest selling points. A GP consultation at a local clinic costs $20 to $50. At FV Hospital, a JCI-accredited facility with the same certification as the Cleveland Clinic, it's $85 to $94. Dental care is where the savings become dramatic. A full cleaning costs $20 to $40. A single dental implant runs $700 to $1,200 versus $3,000 to $5,000 in the US. And all on, for full mouth restoration is $4,000 to $7,500 versus $28,000 back home. That's a savings of over $20,000 on a single procedure. LASIK eye surgery costs $1,800 to $2,200 for both eyes, compared to $4,000 to $8,000 in the West. Health insurance ranges from $100 a month for basic coverage to $460 for comprehensive plans through Cigna or Bupa. Many expats just pay out of pocket because even a surprise hospital visit rarely breaks $500. Now for the costs that blindside newcomers. The big one is electricity, specifically air conditioning. Normal usage runs $20 to $60 a month. But Saigon's hot season from March to May hits 38 to 39 degrees Celsius. And if you run the AC all day, your electric bill spikes to $100 or more. That's the single biggest hidden cost in this city. The electricity trick every long-term expat knows. Run the AC only at night for sleeping, set it to 26 degrees, and use fans during the day. This alone cuts your bill from $100 down to $30. Also, ask your landlord about the electricity rate. Some charge a flat rate per kilowatt that's double the government rate. Always negotiate utility pricing into your lease. Water is nothing, $4 to $8. Fiber internet at 100 to 200 megabits costs $4 to $13 a month, some of the cheapest in the world. Mobile plans with 10 gigs of data run $6 to $8. Motorbike rental is $40 to $80. Or skip it and grab everywhere for $1 to $8 per ride. The 90-day e-visa costs $50, and you can extend or do visa runs to Cambodia for $200 to $400. Total hidden costs, $124 to $337 a month. Numbio's safety index rates Saigon at 49.70, moderate. Violent crime against foreigners is rare. The main risks are petty theft and bag snatching, especially during Tet holiday. Politically, Vietnam is a one-party state, but in practice, the government is aggressively pro-foreign investment and daily expat life is completely unaffected. Air quality averages about twice the WHO guidelines, better than Hanoi, slightly worse than Bangkok. The rainy season from May to November brings heavy afternoon thunderstorms, and October through November is peak flooding season. The traffic looks terrifying on day one. 9 million motorbikes weaving through intersections with no apparent rules. But here's the secret. There are rules, they're just unwritten. Move slowly, signal with your hand, and never make sudden stops. Within 2 weeks, you'll cross a 6-lane road without breaking a sweat. Or just take Grab Bike. $1 to $3 gets you anywhere. The biggest infrastructure news, Metro Line 1 opened in December 2024, connecting District 1 to Thursday Duk City. Tickets cost 25 cents to 80 cents. This is a genuine game changer. Saigon's co-working scene is booming, 90% occupancy across the city. Dreamplex, the largest local chain with 5 locations, charges $6 for a day pass or $124 for a monthly dedicated seat. Tung offers beautifully designed Indochine-style spaces at $66 to $120 a month with complimentary tea and coffee. Circo runs $6 daily or $140 monthly. But honestly, the cafes here are so laptop-friendly that many nomads skip co-working entirely. Banking is the one headache. You need a work permit or business visa to open a Vietnamese bank account. Tourist visas won't work. Until you sort that out, use Wise or Revolut for currency conversion and ATM withdrawals. Techcombank and TP Bank have the lowest foreign card fees. One important tax note: if you stay 183 or more days, Vietnam technically taxes your worldwide income at progressive rates from 5 to 35%. In practice, enforcement on remote workers earning from foreign companies is currently minimal. But this could change as Vietnam develops its visa framework. Vietnam's economy is a rocket ship. GDP grew 8.02% in 2025, one of the fastest rates in Asia. The government is targeting 10% for 2026, though independent forecasts land at 6 to 7.6%. Foreign direct investment hit $31.5 billion in the first 10 months of 2025 alone. Samsung has invested over $23 billion. Their largest smartphone factory in the world is here. Intel runs its biggest global back-end chip facility in Ho Chi Minh City. The dong trades at about 25,970 per dollar, with forecasts showing mild depreciation through 2026, meaning your dollars gradually buy more, not less. Inflation is controlled at 3.3%. For expats earning in dollars or euros, Vietnam's combination of rapid growth, stable currency, and low inflation creates an unusually favorable environment. You're living in one of the world's fastest-growing economies while paying developing world prices. Vietnam ranks 34th globally for fixed broadband and 22nd for mobile, jumping 15 spots in mobile rankings since January 2024. Average download speeds hit 163 megabits per second, faster than most American cities. Home fiber at 100 to 200 megabits costs just $4 to $13 a month. Mobile data is absurd, 30 gigabytes for $4 a month. The Nomad community is growing fast. Facebook groups like Saigon Digital Nomads have thousands of active members. Regular meetups happen at co-working spaces in District 1 and Tao Dien. The city scores a 9 out of 10 for cost of living, 8 for community, and 9 for city life and fun. The main weakness is air quality at 6 out of 10, moderate pollution year-round, worse during the dry season from December to March. But unlike Chiang Mai, there's no burning season that makes it genuinely hazardous. Saigon is hot year-round, average 28 degrees Celsius. The rainy season from May to November brings heavy afternoon thunderstorms, but they typically last 1 to 2 hours, and then the sun comes back. Nightlife is exceptional. Bui Vien Walking Street is a neon-lit sensory overload where beers cost 60 cents to $1.20 with no cover charges anywhere. Rooftop bars like Chill Sky Bar serve cocktails for $8 to $16 with panoramic city views. Tao Dien has wine bars and craft beer. District 3 has hipster cocktail lounges. Gyms range from $37 at a budget chain to $130 at a premium club with a pool. Many condos include both for free. Culturally, the War Remnants Museum, Notre Dame Cathedral, and Benton Market are just the start. But the real culture of Saigon is the street life. 4 a.m. pho joints, midnight coffee, motorbike culture, and a city that genuinely never sleeps. Let's put Saigon head-to-head against the competition. Versus Bangkok, Saigon is 39% cheaper overall according to Expat. Housing is 30 to 50% less. Bangkok wins on public transit and established expat infrastructure, but Saigon wins on food prices, beer prices, and raw value for money. Versus Bali, costs are similar, but Saigon has dramatically better healthcare, faster and more reliable internet, and actual urban infrastructure. Bali wins on nature and beaches, obviously, but Saigon is a real city with hospitals, metro, and 24-hour everything. Versus Chiang Mai, Saigon is 20 to 30% more expensive, but it's a city of 10 million versus 400,000. If you want big city energy, world-class food, and a booming economy, Saigon beats Chiang Mai. If you want quiet mountain vibes and the absolute lowest cost, Chiang Mai wins. Versus Lisbon, Saigon is 65 to 70% cheaper. A lifestyle that costs $3,000 in Lisbon costs $1,200 here. The biggest story is infrastructure. Metro Line 1 opened December 2024, 19.7 kilometers, 14 stations, connecting District 1 to Thursday Duk City for 25 to 80 cents a ride. Metro Line 2 broke ground in January 2026. Longtan International Airport is expected to open in 2026 or 2027, adding massive capacity. Thursday Duk City, the merged super district that includes Tao Dien, is being positioned as Vietnam's innovation hub, with property growth forecast at 8 to 14% annually. Here's the honest truth. Saigon is getting more expensive every year. Rents surged 25 to 33% in prime districts in just 18 months. A pho that cost $1 25 years ago now costs $1.80. The 90-day e-visa with multiple entries for $50 is a huge improvement, but there's still no dedicated digital nomad visa. If Saigon is on your list, the numbers say go now, not next year. So here's the verdict. Ho Chi Minh City delivers a lifestyle that costs $4,500 a month in the West for $1,200. A top 5 street food city on earth where dinner costs $2. One of Asia's fastest growing economies with $31 billion in foreign investment. JCI accredited hospitals at a fraction of Western prices. Internet faster than most of America. The downsides are real: visa complexity, moderate pollution, rising rents, and traffic that takes some getting used to. But if you want big city energy, world-class food, and a front-row seat to one of the most dynamic economies on the planet, at developing world prices, Saigon is hard to beat. If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe and hit the bell. We cover a new city every week. Drop a comment. Would you pick Saigon over Bangkok for your next base? And which city should we break down next? That's Ho Chi Minh City, where $1,200 buys a lifestyle most people can't afford at home. Next week, we're heading somewhere completely different. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.